Greetings. All right, here we go for chat. And yeah, I meant this Thursday. So next. Also getting used to all this Zoom stuff. Getting used to all this. It's gonna take a while to get used to this kind of format. So I forget what day it is and what month it is. Anyway. So okay, all right, here we go. See, it comes through. All right, blessings, and here we go. If we can hear me, yeah. Set up right. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Greetings. We are Arcturians. Blessings. I am blessings. Greetings, everyone. So when you're ready, be happy to connect.
Hi, I am. It's good to connect with you again. Thanks for coming in. First up, we're going to have Bianca, and her first question, are there any messages from Kermit to me?
Yes, that you're connecting to his energies very well. You're like brother and sister now. I believe your connection will increase over time. He says like a father and daughter type of situation, but he is teaching you much of the galactic ways. And there's more to come. That's all he has for this time. Blessings.
Okay, she also asks if you can give an idea or a suggestion on how people can tap into their inner power or self-love.
Well, basically, it's just to love yourself, love your features, who you are, accept yourself, love yourself, not to judge yourself. Meditation helps also, meaning meditation is just connecting to your oversoul, your higher self. So it does calm this 3D existence so you can better connect to your spirit guides. Connecting to your spirit guides will help you connect to messages. So it is steps. First, you must have peace within yourself for that to be accomplished. It is different for everybody. Some can go swimming and feel more connected to themselves, or running, or walking, or eating a sandwich. So it's all different from everyone. Blessings.
Thank you. Next up is Danielle. My mom saw a ghost in dark clothes today who looked tense, she said. Why are they here?
It's a soul that has not crossed over, and I believe it is. Well, obviously, it's soul that crossed over, but it seems like this being is attracted to her. Reminds him of an old love. I get the name Derek, so you always ask Derek to leave. I believe there is a fiance that's around him also that she is connected to him here on and off. It seems like they're arguing a lot from what I see. Blessings.
Okay, Danielle would also like to know if there's any messages for her.
Yes, your guides are showing food, different types of food that are healthier for you. They say hiking, but that doesn't mean you have to actually physically go out and hike. Meaning, if you, I'm not clear on your meditation, if you meditate at all, but they do show visualize a mountain, like hiking up a mountain and seeing what you see. Is it because there'd be as part of the chakra clearings, basically. You can visualize the mountain as like your chakras are within the mountain and you're climbing the mountain to clear out your chakras. It's one way of doing that. And in doing so, you might see figures appear as you're climbing. Not make it a hard climb. Also, it is a workout, but it's a workout for you to connect to your higher self. That's why there's a mountain there. And anyone can use this, of course. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Amy. Her first question, it seems like I have a jammed hip or that I have one leg that is slightly shorter than the other one. So even a simple thing like walking throws my spine out of alignment. It's been like this for years. Can you help me understand what the issue is and help it heal? I want to be able to exercise without pain and discomfort.
Well, we do see, I believe you've tried all these things like what you call in your word ointments to use on your, you see oils to use on that, on your leg for this. One moment. Sea salt is good. There seems to be an energy field around there that is it is quite dark around that area. You can heal it with your hand, basically. Just allow yourself, believe that you can do it. Release the negativity. Ask for guides, assistance, your prime creator's assistance to be surprised what will come of that. It will most likely ease the pain. As for fully healing it, it's hard to say. Blessings.
Okay. Amy's second question. I am in charge of the end of the year celebration event for my son's elementary school this Thursday. I've planned lots of fun games and food for 750 students. I also did this last year and was very pleased how well I did, and the feedback I received was that it was the best one ever. It was really amazing for me to learn more about my talents and to make such an event fun for the students. Are there any messages for me about this?
Oh, yes. I believe this will be also encouraging to look at other business opportunities like catering events, things of that sort. I believe that's already been in your mind to a certain degree. Maybe not, maybe here and there, but you'd be surprised or getting a job at one of these places or starting your own little gig on the side. So yes, this is bringing encouragement because you know your stuff, at least from what I'm picking up on, and I believe you know where else this can go. So, but this is very encouraging for you. And there are other talents that have not been utilized. You will eventually discover them. No worries. I don't feel like you're wasting anything. Not at all. You are slowly unraveling them when the time is right. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Jess, and she would like to know, what can my higher self, Madeline, tell me about the recent healing I've gone through? How is my progress with this, and what more needs to be done?
Yes, you're still going through an awakening process, as you can see. There's many bridges that you have not crossed yet, it seems. Yes, it has to do with reptilians. Yes, there's a dark past within your last life that has not been connected to you. And that's the reason why why the illness is there. I believe you have some idea, but I believe as much has not been mentioned. But you are on your right path. I believe you can connect to this also of your dark past to bring healing to it. So the more you face it, the more it will heal. As for you becoming more healed healthy wise, I believe that will help it. As for curing you completely, it's hard to say. Blessings.
Okay. Jess would also like to know, she says, Ish helped me recently to facilitate healing help. What was the entity attacking me and how was it removed?
Do you see a reptilian with one eye in the forehead? Like a cyclops reptilian, long claws. And I believe I see flippers, but I'm not sure where those would be. They're on his body though. But yes, he's very aquatic also. Well, I don't think he wanted to know his name. I don't want to know either. But I believe it has been removed, and it's a warrior race from your past. So you can say it's kind of giving you glimpses of your past that you're not fully aware of. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Wanda 11. Are there any messages from my son Tommy, who was in spirit or his higher self? I know he was into cars last time, but he also loved helicopters.
But yes, he's with you every day. But it seems like he's combining his energies with yours throughout your day. It's as if you become one. You might feel young at heart at times, but that's him assisting your energy field. It does seem also has become one of your guides from what I'm seeing. So I believe on the other side he's quite grown up at this time, but he's also a sense assisting your energy and direction at this time. And you are learning from each other. That's all he has to say at this time.
Okay, Wanda's second question. Are there any messages from Yeshua that I need to work on that I'm not seeing clearly on what I need to do?
Yes, he shows the root chakra has lifetimes of slavery on this world. I believe you were an African of a darker skin. And clearing that will help you. Yes, there were torturous lifetimes, but also you were a slave owner also in a lifetime after that. So, and all that rage went into being a slave. So, but you were actually quite kinder to slaves because you saw what was happening to them. So, that will help much. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Chloe. Are my mom and I fairy friends from another lifetime or dimension? And do we have a joint mission here?
Of course, yes, you see it. Ah, very nice how you mentioned that is for you to discover only also. And there's much more to it than that. As you've been her mother and you've been friends and other incarnations, been just a lot of reincarnation cycles where you're both connected and so many different lifetimes. I believe hundreds, maybe even thousands. I'm getting what we do with that. But yes, you have a split contract, meaning that you are always you have a reincarnation cycle where you're always reincarnated together, no matter how. But mostly it's a female. We're both mostly females, and you can be very good friends. You can be right now it's mother and daughter, but incarnations will be a totally different relationship status. But I do see you on a reincarnation cycle that will go on for a while. Not necessarily on this world. This world had its trials. I don't believe you have another. I do not see a future lifetime on this planet. I believe you had enough, but what you're getting out of it will be enough for you to move on to another reality. Blessings.
Chloe would also like to know if there's any messages for her.
Yes, think more positive. Also, your guides are showing you cooking. It'll help you get your mind off of things. I believe you're already aware. It doesn't mean it can be very small, but it doesn't have to be a big production, but it can be very small. It can be meditating. It's a meditation, so whatever it is can be healthy, of course, as much probably most likely what you'll be connecting to anyway. They also do show cakes also, just like, oh, interesting. They're showing building cakes, like a cake sculpture. I think that is in your mind somewhere. So you can always draw it out first. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Susie. Do I have any talent with writing?
Of course. Interesting enough, I see playwriting also within your talent world. Might want to look at playwriting maybe as a first option before you go into writing, but you can try all aspects, but do see playwriting is very strong with you. As for character building, you'd be surprised. Blessings.
Okay. And Susie's second question. What was my name when I lived the life with Shakespeare?
One moment. Well, interesting enough, well, your guys are saying William, but I can't be 100%. Well, they're saying William, but it's not Shakespeare, though. I don't believe so. But I believe it was William. I believe you're called something else. You used another name for that. I don't believe you went by that name. I think you used the name, from what I'm picking up, John, but you did not use the name William. It was too common. Blessings. Of course, John is too. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Vasco, and he would like to know if there's any messages.
One moment. I see a lot of technology around you at this time. I also see a lot of Zeta lifetimes with you in other incarnations. But you're utilizing a lot of those Zeta connections. As for technology use, enough to get you understanding of technologies on this planet. Also, I also see your guide connection is increasing as you're getting more comfortable with it. I see a connection also to Uranus, also the planet, as you had many incarnations there. I do see more of an amphibian being, humanoid. There's a lot of cloud-like beings there also. Meaning they did not have they were just energy beings basically. But you were a teacher on that world also. I believe you were teaching on this planet before people incarnated on this world. So that is a message at this time. Blessings.
Okay. Vasco also asks, what is the show Mr. Robot represent symbolically in modern society? Is this a glimpse of what they've planned for humanity?
Some of it is just a plan, just a thought. It's not necessarily the main plan, but it is a timeline that they are thinking about at this time. There are timelines where it is utilized, yes, but this time that's it's a timeline in another reality. As for it be utilized on your world, some of it might be. It's hard to say at this time. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Jim F. A few nights ago, I had a dream where much seemed to be going on, but when I woke, I could not recall anything of the dream. However, I felt as if something significant and important occurred. Could you fill in any details of what happened?
Only thing I see is that you're releasing a Roman lifetime on this planet. I do see one of great royalty and one of great responsibility on this world, so that dream was releasing a lifetime from what I'm seeing. It is a lifetime that you need to let go of so you can go forward. There's not a lot of detail within it at this time. They do show you blonde hair and a Roman soldier, I believe. Yes, with many children. But a lot of fear in that lifetime, and this is you letting go of that fear. Because your belief systems in that lifetime kept you quiet. In this lifetime, I believe you want to be heard more. Blessings.
Okay, Jim would also like to know if there's any messages for him.
Yes, I see many giants around you. You've had lifetimes as a giant. I believe you even pick up on that. As an Arcturian giant, yes, in our civilization, but there's others. At this time, you are a Pleiadian incarnation, basically. A star seed, a Pleiadian. But it's much Arcturian and Zeta involved. But you are opening up pathways for yourself and others to grow. I see a lot of education. You writing a book, possibly on all this alien spiritual vibrations or whatever it is that I do see a book being created by you somewhere in your future time. That is up to you, of course. Of your experiences, whatever it might be, I do see you creating some type of knowledge for others to view. And that's all their guys have for you today. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Denise 1111. Has my mother, who passed away in 1997, reincarnated?
One moment. Well, yes, and other realities, yes. I do not see it on her on this world. She could be here. I am not seeing it at this time. There's a possibility of keeping that quiet, but meaning I don't need to connect with it, basically. It's like none of your business. Arcturian, go and do something else. But yeah, she has incarnated in other realities, yes, but her soul, her spirit is still on the other side from what I'm seeing. So she has other aspects on other incarnation cycles, yes, that's always going to happen. But at this time, her soul is on the other side, mostly watching you, assisting you at this time. I do see a grandparent around her also that she is with, assisting with at this time also. Blessings.
Okay. Denise also asks, has my father, who passed away in 1993, reincarnated?
I see him in the yes, in with the and well, understand part of him is still on the other side, but I see him with the canines as a canine alien. He enjoys it very much at this time. He's having a blast from what I see. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Zenui. Would it be accurate to say that some things that are objectively positive, such as healing, and other things, depending on the point of view, such as sports competition, doesn't quite finish the question, but so I'm not exactly sure what they're asking. If like maybe sports competition is positive or negative.
Oh yes, what all happens to do in your point of view, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's competition. I mean, yes, it has some negativity around it, but for the most part, it's all in your point of view, basically. A lot of it sport is one to strengthen oneself. It's to say I can accomplish this, as you can tell. And those that are watching it, it's like they you don't well, I imagine you can pick this up that those that are watching sports are sending their energy to their favorite player, helping them win. I believe you know this. So and those ones that are playing, they just want to accomplish. They've had a lot of times where they didn't accomplish anything. So becoming part of sports is part of accomplishment, especially in a world of this much negativity and challenge. They want to challenge themselves. So I do not see any negativity. I mean, yes, there is when someone is getting when their brain function does not work correctly. Yes, that's a great amount of negativity. It's unfortunate, but I do not see any negativity in the sports at all. Of course, when it comes to injury, then it becomes the circumstance of that game. But for the most part, I don't see any negativity there. Blessings.
Okay. Zinu's second question is my Ziwi reading accurate, especially regarding the 20% spouse house?
Yes, I believe so. There's much more that has not been fully connected to. I mean, there's much more that you still have to go through, like go deeper. But yes, I believe you are on the right track. Blessings.
Sorry about that. Next up is Crystal Eve Snow, and she would like to know if there's any messages from her guides.
I'm not sure. They're showing a picnic. They're showing just relax. Not necessarily have to go on a picnic, but they do show hobbies of some sort that you'll be utilizing in your future if you're not already. But they're showing new ones. They're showing different. It's not just a pastime. It's there's much more to it than that. It's discovering hidden talents and new directions. So you'd be surprised not to say you have to connect those hobbies very often, but it does seem like it will help you steer your attention to another direction to know more about yourself. You might receive a message from. It does seem like your guides are going to, whatever it is, if you play a game with somebody or a hobby, they seem like your guides are going to be more talkative. You might think it's your thoughts, but it's actually theirs. Blessings.
Okay, Crystal Eve would also like to know if there's any messages from the angels.
Not to worry about your health so much. The health, yes, is priority at times, but They say to get out and take a walk. I believe they've mentioned this in the past. They're assisting your chakra systems, basically your third eye, so you can see more, angels. But they can't give away too much at this time, but they say your energy field is changing, so you can become more sensitive, more aware of what's around. Meaning, talking to angels will most likely become more clear to you in your future.
Okay, next up is Carol McLaughlin, and she would like to know if there's any messages.
One moment. Yes, I mentioned this for somebody else, and also for you. It seems to be many giants around you at this time. From Agartha. This is why. You've been going to Agartha a lot, hanging out with the giants as a fairy. I believe I see you as I want to say a blue fairy, more, well, a greenish blue fairy type being. One is very direct, one is very powerful, like a wizard fairy, so you can become full size, like a 6 foot tall fairy, basically. And the giants, you are assisting the giants, connecting to mostly children, giving them visualization, helping them become more aware of what is here. Of course, adults also. So here and there, adults are more closed off. Children are easy to connect to, meaning just to remind them of their connections, basically. No more than just what is being sold here. Blessings.
Okay, so Carol's second question, she says, I was at the San Francisco Zoo a couple of days ago and was connecting and talking with the animals and plants. By the end, I was in the aviary and the scene changed where it felt like I was being pulled into Agartha, like I was being called there. Do you know what this means?
Well, yes, this goes into my first answer. Yes, the knowledge of Agartha is going to become more clear to you. As for the animals around here, just I believe it's more the fairies, like a fairy grid was put around you, and you can say pulled into. If you go into a meditation, I believe you just feel like you're in Agartha. So your Agarthian connections, yes, I do feel many spooks here, meaning humans here in third density will find that very uncomfortable as their Agarthian energies come through. But I believe you are one of the. You can say you are like a wizard, basically a female enchantress, however you want to word it, to bring more of the Agarthian energies into this reality. And much of the humans in third density, you're going to be like, "What are you talking about? That's weird." But I believe you're going to bring it in ever so slowly, so most of this knowledge will come to you. And also for your future questions, they do say, "Do you have any messages from the Agarthian beings?" Because usually when you say, "Do you have any messages?" it's general, but the Agarthians are, if you want to add that to your question bank, please do so. It's up to you. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Marianne A. Any messages or it says any questions for me. Any messages for me?
Yes. One moment. One moment. Yes, there's a lot of Syrians around you at this time. Blue ones, kind of like what you see in your Avatar movie of the big blue people. There's a lot of those in Sirius. And they're feline, some can be of other species, canine. I believe you're a part of more of the feline. Understand, did not look exactly like that. But those beings are good luck. You can call them the Santorini beings. That's one way of calling. That's a name that they are known to be called. They used to be on this planet. They used to be part of them. Yes, they're like 8 feet tall. They assisted with this Earth's energy field as for it going into fourth density during Atlantis time period. They're here, and even during the Egyptian time period. So wonder why that film became so popular. Many seen them in Garthia, some seen on other worlds. They are all around, and there are of course other beings to come through as for your fiction. So they just send you their love, and there's much more. If you meditate with them, I believe more will come through. Blessings.
Okay, Marianne also asks, what is my connection with Kathy, the lady who massages me?
She is a feline being, and you're mostly a Pleiadian being, but you're connected in human incarnations, I believe. Interesting enough, I do see you in jail during the Renaissance time period of getting in trouble for stealing bread or something that's very small, and she was a a prison guard, but she felt very bad that you're in jail because you're like just trying to feed yourself, not trying to hurt anybody. So, and you're like, she as a massagist, she's clearing that. She has no idea though. You have other incarnations, of course. That's the one that's most utilized at this time. Blessings.
Okay. Next up is Moses. Any important messages for me?
Yes, you're very connected to the Arcturians. They're assisting you at this time for clearing your chakras. I believe you also have the energy field as for being a teacher. When the time comes right, you're still learning your craft. I believe more of the teaching ability will come through more clearly. Not necessarily have to have students in this reality, but I'll give yourself time. You might. But that is mostly an astral at this time. You're utilizing this, but I believe possibly in this density if you wish. It could be whatever it wants, but whatever you want to connect with, I believe in more of a spiritual direction. Might be a small group, meaning like a small meetup, maybe in your future, possibly when you feel comfortable. This could be 5, 10 years down the road. Blessings.
Thank you. Okay, next question for Moses. Do I have a connection with a well-known human being, someone of the past or the present?
Yes, Bill Clinton. Yes, you knew him as an Anunnaki, but Hillary Clinton was his keeper, basically. I mean, she told him what to do, basically, and kind of what she's doing now. So you knew him. One moment. He was like a brother. He wasn't as yes. He's not very charming. He's been manipulated heavily in this incarnation, but he was a lot different of a person than other in that Anunnaki lifetime. He was a lot kinder, but he became more. He kind of sold out, as you can tell. He does that often. He's very positive in lifetimes. That's wonder why he's so likable, because he can be very, very positive. People remember that, and he can also sell out. And he's done that too in other incarnations. This isn't the first time he's done it. So he can be everybody's favorite president or whatever it is because he is a very good person. But then he has a dark side of him where he sells out. But he uses that personality of to attract people to him because they remember him as a very nice person in other incarnations because he was. And there are times when he wasn't. So blessings.
Okay, next up is Gregory Savakul. I feel like I have some sort of parasite or something that feeds me negative thoughts on a regular basis. If so, could I request some healing or a removal of whatever it is? I feel like I'm slowly slipping away day by day.
Yes, it's an Archon insectoid, I believe. Yes, we'll send you assistance, but also you can send it love and have it removed. I believe it will disconnect. So we'll send you assistance. Blessings.
Okay, Gregory also asks if my two guides have any messages for me.
I don't know, dude. Well, this is a cryptic message. They show tic tac toe, basically. But they say you're making all the right moves. Even sometimes you feel like you're making all the wrong ones. They say you're actually making the right ones. But, one moment. You're not giving yourself enough credit, basically. But when you feel that sometimes, the more credit you give, more confidence you give yourself, more you will feel that you accomplish anything. Right now, sometimes you're kind of hard on yourself. They're saying. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Chris Suchek. Who is the insect that keeps flying to me?
I get the name Rudolph. And it's just curious. One moment. Just from what I see, you remind Rudolph of somebody they knew in another incarnation, but also to let you know you do connect in astral. And Rudolph is a lot bigger in astral. but still an insectoid, but a very friendly one. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Tara Kinsley. Are there any messages for me from anyone?
Yes, there's many horse energies around you when you had incarnations as a horse. A horse alien, yes, I know some are like, what are you talking about? But yes, you've had those incarnations, and I believe the horse collective, one moment, are sending you love and understanding, and you can always channel their energies, and more of that will come closer and knowledgeable to you. They also say the spider energies is very strong with you also. One moment. Of course, your guides, angels are first priority, but they also say that these other connections will help you grow more spiritually. Blessings.
Tara would also like to know, will I find something to do for work soon?
I believe the job market isn't very good at this time. They do recommend temp services if you have not utilized that. Most likely you'll find quick work. Doesn't mean you'll exactly like it, but you most likely will find something quicker. They do say the temporary world is a lot better right now than any other job market at this time.
Okay, next up is Mia Morgan. Do my guides or higher self have any messages for me?
Yes, you're connected to many crystal beings in Sirius. There are other places of one moment. Well, Sirius is really strong with you at this time. There's many dragons in Sirius that you connect with, blue dragons. One moment. You're bringing a lot of that information to you. Like dragon guides, like willow dragons, they are around you. At this time, you were more of that knowledge will come clear to you. Because you can use this for healing purposes, the dragon energy for healing purposes. That's when it's coming through. Blessings.
Okay, so next up is Mia Morgan's second question. Do you see me moving to another house in the near future?
Possibly 5 to 10 years, maybe sooner. Possibly. Blessings.
Okay, we're just on the last chat room 3. Next up is Anara. I was wondering why I'm having a step back every time my energy is focused on my work.
Oh, yes, because it's something that you don't want to really connect with. Yes, you have to utilize it, but you feel like there's much more to it than what you. I believe I see the creative arts around you that's the strongest, but your work has not exactly where your soul really wants to go, basically. Blessings.
Okay, Anara would also, her second question, what do I need to do to have financial stability?
Give it time. Well, you gotta say not to worry about it too much. Yes, you understand your earth time, it is very important, but realize in the spirit world, they say just money doesn't mean anything. So, I mean, it's, of course, this is the best. They say rack up the dead doesn't really matter because you'll find a way to get out of it eventually. This is all, and realize banks can, debt can be cleared through banks with the touch of a button. So, right now, humans are being manipulated heavily, but do what you have to do to survive, basically. Not worry about it too much. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Debbie M. Can you tell me the meaning behind the bird I saw with the blue tail?
That was basically like an elemental, basically. And there's much more birds like that, much more strange looking, as your world would call it, birds you've never seen in the elemental world. Does it give you an indication? You can say like a birthmark of what your world is missing out on. Well, I wouldn't call it missing out on, but it will soon discover. Let's put it that way. So that birthmark is, it's kind of like a bird anyway, like a tattoo, but mostly a birthmark. It's a birthmark from Agartha, basically. And possibly you'll see more birds like this, even more bizarre looking, but beautiful. Lessons.
Okay, Debbie M would also like to know if there's any messages for her.
Interesting. Yes, your guides say to concentrate on writing if you wish to do so. Your thoughts, a journal. You can maybe make a book of this in your future. It's up to you. You'd be surprised. It's up to you. Like if your connections, then necessarily have whatever it is, but they do say your knowledge will help others. Basically, is why they're saying this. Maybe a short book, maybe one of the illustrations, maybe not too intimate into your thoughts, but just your knowledge to share with others. They're just putting that out there for you. Blessings.
Okay, and my name is Stacy, and I'll be the last one for the evening. Since it's Arcturian, are there any messages from you or the Arcturian collective?
One moment. Yes, in Astral, it seems like you're connecting to many dolphin species at this time. Seems to be assisting your direction in life, as for more education, more spiritual enlightenment. And the dolphin energy seems to be very much close to you, as for finding your way. So they're known for, right now, they say, just to do as you're doing now, basically. They also say, a life change is coming in a couple months. Nothing to worry about, but a new direction, basically. Blessings.
Okay. So my second question. Last night was probably the first night that I'd experienced, had an experience with marijuana in weeks, like long time for me. And I felt after I had had some marijuana that I was channeling a lot. It was all positive, well, most of it. And I'm just wondering if that's what it was, like if that was me channeling or if that was just my mind running.
No, that was you. You're letting go of a lot of blockages. It's another way of clearing it. You can, puff a few more if you want to, but mostly you can be able to channel without utilizing that, but it helps open you up. What happens, it seems like you're closing yourself back down as you open. So you'll eventually learn how to keep that open. But yes, there's a lot of spirits. It does feel like 4 or 5 will come through at once. Yes, so that makes it kind of overwhelming in that regard.
Yeah, that's sort of how it felt. I was like on one person and then onto something else and then onto something else and onto something else. So
well, yes, this one's opened up. Let's all jump in.
This
might be our only time for anybody to hear what we have to say.
Yeah. Well, it was pretty positive. I mean, I got some really good insight. But it definitely, because I hadn't experienced it in a while, I stepped back from it for a bit. So I just noticed quite a bit happening. So I wasn't sure if that was that or anxiety or something. So
not at all.
Okay, well, it was all good. So I'm good. So thank you so much for coming in.
Yes, it seems like they're helping your energy field as for direction, changing timelines. And most likely you'll feel you're going in another direction. Depending on where you want to go with this, you might be channeling more sooner than you might think. So, blessings to you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Good night, everyone.